Give me a minute and let's talk about Alexei Kuzmichev's arrest. So this guy is a Russian oligarch. He was arrested in Paris, where he keeps an apartment and a villa in Saint-Tropez, because when you pilfer the pockets of the Russian people as your career, you get a villa in Saint-Tropez. That's what happens to you. Now, this guy has been arrested for money laundering and tax evasion. Okay. The kind of thing you expect from an oligarch. So no big news here, right? No big story here. Unless, like me, the name Alpha Bank means something to you. Does that name ring any bells, people? For my American friends out there, we think when we hear the name Alpha Bank, we only think of one thing: the Trump Organization server. Remember the Trump Organization server that was found to be in communication? It was configured specifically for enhanced encrypted communications with the Russian bank Alpha Bank. And the bank servers were in touch with the Trump Organization servers as much as 2,000 times a day, even though that server didn't seem to be doing anything. Security analysts at the time that discovered this communication said it could only be one thing. It's a communication channel. That's what it's for. Somebody's communicating for some reason, some information, don't know what, never did find out. Because when the investigation got launched and Alpha Bank was alerted or questioned about this server communication, do you know what happened immediately? The Trump Organization took that server down, purged it from the DNS database on the internet. Nobody informed Trump about it. They informed Alpha Bank. And yet the very same day, the Trump server came down. Something like it popped back up again, this time in Trump Tower itself, and the communication resumed. Now, we don't know the nature of that communication. We don't know what was going on there. But for anybody still saying that Russia was a hoax, or that Russia's fingerprints aren't all over the Donald Trump run for president and presidency, or who thinks that Donald Trump could have been president without the backdoor efforts of the Russians, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. And now maybe, just maybe, this guy here, one of the people behind the Alpha Group that owns Alpha Bank, maybe he knows something about that server. Maybe in return for a little leniency from the French, he'd be willing to tell us what he knows about that server. I'd like to know. I'd like somebody to ask this guy that question.